Next question. Jocko, I recently listened to the Strategicon podcast while on my way to coach lacrosse, and I was impressed how many of the points made between both Maurice and your experience as an operator translated into the field. Another point of the cast that stuck out, and now I reflect on as learning experience and coachable moment for myself, was the saying of good work when we recently battled through the first half of a game, lacrosse game. It was a grudge match.
And actually, in this one, he's talking. I edited a little bit out of this because he had a really long email, and we believe in brevity around here. True. So he's actually now talking about a soccer match, grudge match that they're playing.
Okay.
Go.
So boom, they had a hard first half. It was a grudge match, very evenly played until the half, when I told the boys they were doing good work out there and that we were matching their intensity and putting pressure on them. Then the first 30 seconds of the second half, we were scored on due to lack of intensity and follow through. I suspect it may have been from my good job, quote unquote, good work, keep it up talk we had at the halftime. My question to you is, how does one reinforce the fact they were hitting hard out there, give them some words of encouragement, and send them back out without taking a hit in intensity? As a coach of freshman high school boys who are basically wild dogs and need direction plus support, what could I have done different to keep the intensity up in the second half and even after getting scored on?
So this is pretty simple, and I've actually talked about this before. I've talked about it with regards to MMA, and I've talked about it with regards to my SEAL platoon, my SEAL task unit, and that is that you have to be very careful with praise.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the example that I give in the corner of MMA fights is if you tell a guy, hey, good job, you won that last round. Just keep doing what you're doing. He's going to back off.
Yeah.
He's going to back off. And guess what the other corner's telling him? You lost that round. You need to step it up. You need to get aggressive. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to get out there. Because I'll tell you, most people in an MMA fight it's like wrestling. It's a very intense cardio activity. Everybody's going to be tired. Just about everybody, obviously. So when you get two guys, well, let me rephrase that. When you get two guys that are evenly matched and are going at it hard, they're both going to be tired. And so they're going to want a little bit of a rest. So if you give them that opportunity to back off the throttle just a little bit, subconsciously they're going to do it because they think they're doing good. They think they won that last round. So you can see that all the time. You see, it happened with Rhonda. They're saying, hey, good job, you're looking good. And she's getting crushed. That's kind of a bad example, I guess. But anyways, you got to be careful that in I've told this story before, but when my task unit was going through training and we were doing CQC, so close quarters combat drills, we're going in the kill house over and over, and we broke for lunch or something. We come back from lunch and the cadre, they're like, hey, you guys are kicking ass. This is great. Keep it up. You guys are the best task unit we've seen out here. You guys are crushing it. And literally the next run, guys go in the house. They screw everything up. They miss targets. Just a disaster. And I talk to the cadre. I'm like, don't ever tell my guys again that they're the best guys in the world. Don't tell them that. Yeah. You can tell them good job, but don't be telling them they're the best people in the world. It just doesn't work. And so that's kind of what happened, here. Now, the thing is, this doesn't mean that you can never give anybody credit or never give anyone praise, because you absolutely have to do that. But what you have to do, you have to proactively counteract the mental lapse in intensity that's about to take place because you just compliment them. So how do you do that? So let's say you're on the lacrosse field or the soccer field. You bring the boys in. You say, look, guys, good half. Good first half. You took it to them. You showed them that we can hang with them. You played them even. That's fine. Here's the problem. Even isn't good enough. We need to get out there and play harder. We need to step it up. I actually want you guys to play like murderers. That's what I want you to do. I want you to win every loose ball. I want you to make every tackle. I want you to get your head on every ball that's in the air. You stick to them on defense. I don't even want them to be able to breathe. I want you to work them into the ground. I want pressure. Pressure up front, pressure in the midfield, and pressure on D. You make them fight for every inch, every ball, and every breath. I want you to go out there and take their souls. So you got to counter that. You got to counter the good job thing. So in MMA, it's the same thing. Hey, good round. It was a close round, but a good round. But listen, you can't let up right now. You need to step it up. He knows he has to step it up. I'm telling you, he knows he's got to step it up. And if you come out weak, he's going to get the upper hand right away. You need to put him away. You need to go out there and crush him. Crush his soul. Turn it on and put this guy away. I want you to kill him. So that's what you need to do with that. Now, for tactical training, same thing. Because, I know this is police officers and SWAT teams and guys that are in the military. You're doing tactical training all the time, and you're going to see as the team comes together, they're going to start to do good. But like I said, if you give them too much, they're going to slack, right? So, when you're running your tactical training, for your guys, you say, look, hey, guys, I see some good progress out there. We're making some good runs. But let me tell you, it's not good enough right now. Okay? This is the deal. The enemy can rely on luck. We can't. We rely on our training. We train to be prepared for anything that the enemy throws at us. So we're going to work as hard as we can and be as perfect as we can. So we are ready for the worst case scenario. So get jocked up for another run right now. And I want you to go in there like a band of bloodthirsty Viking shock troops on a damn berserker rage and crush this. So you want to bring that kind of counter, right? Mm-hmm. And then in combat, again, I just was talking to some guys yesterday, and it's the same thing, right? Complacency is the worst thing that can happen with your team when you're in a combat scenario. So when you're in combat, it's, look, hey guys, we're running some good operations, right? We got the upper hand, and that's good. But it's not good enough. We cannot be complacent, and we can't take our foot off the enemy's throat. We are going to be relentless. We are not going to give him the chance to regroup. He will not get the chance to recover. There will be no downtime for the enemy. And I'll tell you what, I don't even want the enemy to have a chance to bury their dead. We are not going to stop until there is nothing left to pursue and no one left to bury. So sharpen up your knives, load up your magazines, because we got work to do. So again, we got to counter, the compliments and balance essentially what I'm doing in each one of those, situations. I'm balancing the positive affirmations of what is happening with some new goals and new objectives that will ensure that there will be no slack.
No slack. Yeah. So the guy said that they were ninth graders, freshmen?
Yeah, freshmen. Wild dogs.
Yep. So, yeah.